Your vote is not a tool for vengeance. It's a secret license to efficient leadership. Register today as a voter so that you can participate in the next general election. Welcome to the bold analysis. That will be our rider in this channel because it is the only license you have to change things around you. There is a leaked outcry, a video from Tana River. The Tana River Governor Godana Dado Gadai is talking about vote being smuggled from Somalia, and that is behind the instability that is currently that is what is destabilizing Tana River. The governor is saying that while the president lifted the ID vetting and it was supposed to help Kenyans who've been finding it difficult to get IDs, the same policy is now at the disposal of state mandarins who are actually importing voters from Somalia, registering them, and within a short time, they're given IDs and location. They even become assistant chief and chiefs, and they do mobilization for registration of voters. These are not my words. These are the words of governor from Tana River. It's a chilling revelation why I believe Duale Murkomen and the president's team owes this country an explanation. I want us to listen to the governor, but first I want to say thank you. Let me register my satisfaction and my joy for you standing with us and partnering with the Embu project. We arrived in Nairobi back yesterday night, and we are working on a short documentary that will document how we found Virginia and how we left Virginia. So my team are working around that, and before the end of the week, we are going to give a documentary. I'm going to send you directly and also in this podcast. Na ninasema asanteni sana. It was not easy, but we did it. Ladies and gentlemen, without much ado, listen to the Tana River Governor.
Tatizo la vitambulisho, hawa hawana shida ya Wakenya kupewa vitambulisho. Hawana shida. Na tunampongeza rais kwa kusema Mkenya asidhulumike. Hiyo sawa. Lakini hapa Tana River hii kuna mtiririko, sio peke yake ya Wasomali kutoka Wajia na Garissa ambao wanakuja kutugonganisha hapa, lakini kuna mtiririko wa Somali kutoka Somalia. Mheshimiwa, nielewe hapa. Unasikia wanapiga makofi. Mtiririko wa Somali kutoka Somalia. Na ajabu ni kwamba wakifika Tana River hii, sijaiona mahali pengine, wanatumia ujanja gani hatujui. Wanapewa location hapo hapo. Inakatwa location ya watu wa Tana River, inapewa location mtu ya Somalia. Alafu muda mfupi anapewa chief. Huyo chief ndio yeye unamwamrisha, unamwambia aharakishe mambo ya ID. Huyo sasa mwenye anatoka Somalia, wewe sasa unamwamrisha. Hujui ya kwamba hapa kuna machifu wa Somalia wako. Huyo sasa ndio anaenda sasa kupanga mipango ya kuandikisha watu wengine wa Somalia. Ndio shida ya hawa wananchi, na huo ndio msukosuko uko Tana River hii. Msukosuko wa ardhi ni hiyo. Msukosuko wa usalama ni hiyo. Na haisemwi hapa. Maombi yangu, na tulikuwa tumeomba sote kama viongozi, zile location zote ambazo ziko kwa faili ya huyu, tulisema zifutiliwe mbali hizo location. Hao machifu bandia wafutiliwe mbali. Vitambulisho feki walivyopewa ichunguzwe, vifutiliwe mbali. Na wao wapeleke kwa refugee camp. Wapeleke kwa refugee camp. Tunaelewa Somalia iko na msukosuko. Ni ndugu zetu wale watu wa Somalia. Hatutaki sisi wapate shida. Laiti mimi ningekuwa na uwezo ya kwenda kuweka amani kule ningeiweka. Lakini tunajua wewe unajaribu, mawaziri wetu wamejaribu.
This statement, he made it during a public participation forum. And the governor cannot just come and make such a huge allegation if he's not talking from a point of knowledge. The Tana River governor is putting the proponents and the proponents of the ID vetting lifting on the dock. The president, Duale, who are the proponents of this, Murkomen, the interior CS, they owe this country an explanation. And I have 4 reasons why I believe that the country must be worried of this. Number 1, President Ruto is facing a serious backlash from his own voters just 2 years after the general election. And this has made him vulnerable even to do unthinkable, breaking the laws that no one will even think about. After spending 2 years attacking and demonizing the opposition bench led by Raila, Ruto has brought Raila Odinga back in the government. And after coming out to vow on how he's going to make sure he has a strong opposition, he sneaked back Raila Odinga in government under a fake hiding, under a fake unity agenda. But you and I know very well the reason why the president has gone for Raila's endorsement is 2027 election. Desperately, analysts warn that Raila ataruka kipetero kieso. So that is one signal that will actually show you that the president is desperate for the second term and he can stop at nothing. The second one is this. Do you know that members of parliament have been dishing TSC letters to prospective teachers in their villages, in burials and social events, and they're actually going on public and bragging on how they went to State House, met the president, and they were given TSC letters, appointment letters to give to teachers from their constituencies.
TSC has the mandate to recruit and employ teachers. What we saw the other day was shocking. You know, we cannot condemn teachers who have been employed, but we must talk about the kind of employment that came in. Have you ever seen employment of teachers before, where forms are being dished in burial places? Chiefs barazas, somebody using employment of teachers for political mileage. That look here, I've employed this number. Who are you to say that you have employed? Are you Teacher Service Commission? You're not. You're not. And if you chance to get through your own means an employment form which shall give a letter to one teacher to be employed, why don't you apply this with decorum? Teaching profession is not like any other profession. And we feel it as a union. When our teachers who are being employed, you know, the line through which they get employment raises more questions than answers. We cannot stop whoever has been employed not to be employed. But we must say, let us be human. Let us be human. It is not sensible to pick on a teacher who just completed college in 2024, 2023. And you know too well that in the same village, there's one who completed college in 2011.
Well, you want to take that as a credit for working with the administration, but that has eroded the TSC as an institution. And the president is now using the teachers' appointment as a political tool to pacify the ground. It is not something that you can actually take lightly. The president pushing for patronage, and this has rubbed the union. The union is raising questions about it. The third aspect, to show you that we are in a very critical time and this needs to be addressed. There is this debate about road maintenance levy. Road maintenance levy is actually deducted from motorists. When you go to pump to fuel, there is a portion of that money that you pay that goes for road maintenance. For quite some time, the governors and MPs are fighting for this money. While MPs want this money to be given to them, of course, based on a formula, the governors are also saying that the money should go to the counties to make some roads.
Na hiyo pesa ya barabara mnayoputania mkiniwachia, naweza kupanga pesa nyingi ya kutengeneza hizi barabara zote.
Hapa tuko hapa kitieni. Speaking during an interdenominational Easter service in Tulele, Narok County, Ruto said the governors who have been maintaining roads in their counties had not demonstrated the capacity to handle more responsibilities.
Kwa sababu sasa hiyo pesa mnachukua mnaenda tengeneza barabara kidogo ya mara kutoka hapa mpaka pale, inanyesha siku moja inaisha yote. So nawaomba waheshimiwa mkubali, na sio kwa lazima. Nasema naomba mkubali, tunaweza kupanga hiyo pesa ikaweza kutumika kwa njia nzuri.
The MPs have maintained that their move to bar the governors from having control of the monies currently under the government road agencies is to prevent looting of public resources.
And the president took advantage of that stalemate and is asking the governors and the MPs to cool their nerves and give him the road maintenance levy. Ironically, the same event, the same sentence, the president is asking to be given road maintenance levy. He is donating 10 million for building Church Plaza in an area where people say schools are not in good condition. So at one side you want road maintenance levy to build roads, but you're donating 10 million to build a pastor's plaza. Remember, the president doesn't donate his own money.
Mumeniambia ya kwamba huyu msichana amesema kuwe na ishara ya ikulu hapa. Sasa nimefikiria hii ishara ya ikulu itakuwa aje hapa Ibosiro hii. So nikaunganisha na ile mzee alisema ya kwamba kuna ujenzi mnataka hapa. Hii Mosiro Plaza ya pastors. Ndio. Sasa kwa sababu hatuwezi kujenga ikulu hapa, tutajenga hiyo plaza ya mapasta. Na nitatafuta milioni 10 tuanzishe. Mjenge hiyo plaza. Na mkikwama hapo njiani nitatumana hawa marafiki zangu hawa.
Now, what am I saying? The number one, the commander-in-chief is cornered, is pressed, and this is the crisis. The president moved across the villages, different villages in this country. And in every village, he was promising a new road. If you look at our budget, our fiscal, our budget estimates and our budget papers, we cannot be able to fund all those roads the president was promising. The ones in the annual budget and the ones that the president is just promising. So because of that, he's demanding that money and he wants it, apewe, so that he will use it to dish roads like sweets. He will use it to donate roads to people seeking political mileage. And I want to tell you, Ruto's kinsmen are bragging, standing before the people and telling the country the way no president has ever served one term, and the president must have his second term, and if the votes are not enough, they are going to top up.
Nataka niseme tu nikimalizia kwa lugha ya Kiswahili. Mimi nataka nirudie hivi. Niliona watu wengi wakinipigia kelele wakati nilisema Rais William Ruto atakuwa re-elected for second term and oppose. Mimi nataka nirudie, hakuna rais Kenya hii amewahi enda one term hata mpaka Yesu arudi. Mzee Kenyatta alienda 2 term, Moi akaenda yake, Kibaki akaenda yake, Uhuru akaenda yake, William Ruto lazima aende yake 10 2032, na kuna ile bili yangu ijakaa mbali. Ikiwezekana naweza rudisha hiyo 14 years aendelee na kazi. Si ni namna hiyo? Hawa kicheza wasipojipanga si ataendelea tu. Ama msini rais atakuja second term. Si tutapatia second term. In fact tunasema 10 bila break. KBB. Na tunajua rais amefanya kazi mzuri. Hasa sisi wakulima tunashukuru kwa fertilizer. Tunashukuru kwa mambo mingi ambayo rais amefanya. Hata tunapoongea vijana walikuwa wanalipa 100 shillings kuchukua ID. Lakini rais aliondoa hiyo. Tunataka maendeleo iende mbele, ndio tunasema Rais William Ruto 10 bila break. Si ni namna hiyo?
Kuna rais ameenda kwa miaka 5. Kwani huyu ndiye atakuwa wa kwanza? Kama tunafanya nini? Kama tumelala wapi? Kama nini imefanyika? Kwani Kenya ni yenu? Mjue William Ruto aende mahali. Marawas. Hapo nduma nyigura ile kinyiti.
Just those 4 observations I've made to you are enough to show you that the country must be sober, and the question of vote smuggling from Somalia cannot be ignored. Duale was a very key proponent of this. Murkomen, the interior CS, and then NIS must actually come together. And let me tell you, it is not something new. Every government will always want to rig election. But this is the challenge with the 2027. Kindly subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell and like our videos. Subscribe to our channel. Subscription is absolutely free. But the beauty is when you subscribe to our channel, you'll be getting notifications about our videos and you will not miss any of our objectively analyzed videos. This is the danger of a perception that the votes are coming from elsewhere. A vote rigging, a smoke of the stakes, and I've been saying this, the stakes in 2027 election are high that you cannot afford to second guess the people. And the smoke of this vote is going to be rigged is enough to trigger revolt. That I can tell you. Sensing that someone is rigging it is enough to trigger revolt. We're in a very delicate space. I've always been asking, how about if today Raila walks out of handshake and says, broad-based and says, Ruto and Ragu Bakura. And his insiders are there. He has cabinet members there. His insiders are there. What will happen? The country is in a very dangerous space. The second danger of this perception is it depicts the president as a dictator who is determined to force himself on the people. And he's already reading rejection. He's already feeling like if the Kenyans go to election as things stand, I am not going to get a second term. And has now resorted to stop at nothing to make sure that he gets the second term. So a vote rigging, importing voters, narrative of importing voters is dangerous because it shows that you don't believe in us. You don't believe on your voters. And the other danger of this is this. The allegations are sensitive and they have the potential to bring in tribal profiling, ethnic profiling. You know, people process information differently. And we're also in a political context where different political camps are using, you know, all manipulation tools at their disposal. If someone crafts a narrative that it is ethnic group X that is being used to do this, I want to use a very good example, and it's normally a wrong one I don't believe in. There are people who think that because Mount Kenya and Kalenjin fellows voted for President Ruto, they are the ones who are suffering. They're the ones where we are suffering, and so, you know, they should not be suffering. No. When it comes to the ballot box, is a collective responsibility. Whether you voted or no, when you walk to supermarket, your voter's card and how you voted does not decide on the price of what you buy. And lastly, this is my bombshell. And this one, let me sit vizuri. When people will go a day after the 2027 general election, a candidate wins, and the people feel, huyu hizo kura sisi hatukupiga. You know there is always called the grapevine vote. This vote in the social places, when people are kwa bao wanapiga story, wanasema huyo wewe ulimpigia, out of 10 ulimpiga mimi sikupiga, wewe ulimpigia mimi sikupiga, na hiyo kura imetoa wapi? You go next, you go to bunge la mwananchi, like wewe ulimpigia, hapana mimi sikupiga. You go to church, wewe ulimpigia. You know that if in fact if the country is to be stable, let the ballot boxes, let the pregnant ballot boxes give birth to the right child. But if the ballot boxes conceive, they give birth to a child, but because you think that is not the child you want, you go and bring another child and give this mother. The mother may live with the child that you've given him or you've given her, but deep down, at one point, she'll look like, this one doesn't resemble me. So if you want legitimacy for the country to also enjoy peace and give what the ballot says. I think this information should go to NIS, the intelligence, and everyone. Let the ballot box produce. If results will come out, na watu wanaangaliana wanasema wewe tu kumpigia. Hey, let's meet in the next.